Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
This is the video on fractions, and this is the third video in the number series, and today I'm gonna show you how to multiply fractions first of all. So let's just expect a fraction or assume it. 2 upon 3. 2 upon 3 is a fraction. 4 upon 3 is also a fraction, and 8 upon 3 or whatever, like 2 upon 6. So these are actually all the fractions. Now in the multiplication of fractions, for example, just assume a question in which 2 upon 6 is being multiplied by 11 upon 22. So multiplication process in fractions is actually the simplest later, and it is actually, I'm going to show you here, which is 2 upon 6 into 11 upon 22. And here you go, we got 1 upon 6. You can either choose to write it as a fraction or a decimal, as you may like, and it can be also written in as a decimal, which is 0.16. Alright, so this was like the multiplication in fractions, and now I'm gonna show you the addition and subtraction. So when doing addition and subtraction in fractions, you have to take the LCM. Just assume this fraction here, 2 upon 22 plus 4 upon 12. Let's just take the easy number here, not 22. Let's just assume 6 maybe. Yes. So in this process, when there's a plus sign over here, you have to take the LCM of the denominators. And I just told you how to take the LCM in the previous videos. If you don't know how to take the LCM, you can watch that video. The link would be in the description below. So in this process, we're just gonna take the LCM over here. That's gonna be 2 into 3 6, 2 into 6 12, and 2 into 3, which is 6. We're gonna replicate the 3 over here, and the last one is gonna be 3 into 1. The LCM is gonna be 2 into 2 into 3, which is 12. The LCM is going to be 12. We're going to write 12 over here. Alright, now we're going to see if when does this 12 comes in the table of 6. So it comes as 6 into 2. So we're just going to take this 2 and we're going to multiply this 2 with this 2 actually. So it's going to be 2 into 2. You have to use the brackets, then add this, then just put this sign, and we're gonna see when this 12 comes in the table of this 12. So it is obviously 12 into 1, which is equals 12. So we're gonna multiply this one with this 4, so it's gonna be 1 into 4, and then we're just gonna solve them. Likewise, 4 plus 4 upon 12. There's no need to put the brackets, but I've just put it here. It's gonna be 8 upon 12, and then we're gonna simplify the fractions. Obviously, 4 into 2, which is 8, and then 4 into 3, which is 12. So the simplified fractions is actually 2 upon 3. Now I'm gonna show you how is the subtraction in the in like a fraction. So I've shown you that here. You just put a subtraction sign over here and remove these things. We just have to do the same thing we did before. Take the LCM, and we're doing it here. Take the LCM of 6 and 12, which actually came out to be 12, so we don't actually need to do it again. So LCM came out to be 12. We're just gonna do the same process. When does this 12 comes in the table of 6? So it is 6 into 2 which is equals 12. We're gonna multiply this 2 with this 2. Alright, we're gonna multiply them, put the subtraction sign. We're gonna see when this 12 comes in the table of this is obviously 12 into 1. We're gonna multiply this 1 with this 4. This is gonna be 4 into 1. Alright, so it's gonna be 4 minus 4 upon 12, and this is gonna be 0 upon 12, and the end result is gonna be 0. Alright, so we're just gonna head on, and we're gonna see division and fractions, and let's just take some different fractions here. For example, let's take 2 upon 17 divided by, let's say, 3 upon 7. So division process is quite simple. You just have to reciprocal here. You know, when like reciprocal is actually called, this term goes here and this comes right at the bottom. So it's something like this: 2 upon 17. We have to flip the sign, you know, make it a multiplication sign. The 7 comes at the numerator and the 3 comes at the denominator. So the sign is flipped now, and 7 has came here and 3 has gone there. You know, it is actually really important not to turn this side of the fraction, but only the right side actually changes, and we're gonna multiply it here. It's gonna be 2 upon 17 into 7 upon 3, and it's gonna be 14 upon 51. Alright, so let's just head on to some questions now. I've taken now from the exams, past papers, and here is show that 5 upon 6 minus 3 upon 4 equals 1 upon 12. So we're just gonna do the same thing we did before. We have to take the LCM because there's a minus sign over here. Let's just take the LCM of 6 and 4. Alright, so 2 into 3 is equals 6, 2 into 2 equals 4, 2 into 1 equals 2, 3 is gonna replicate, 3 into 1, and then the LCM is 2 into 2, which is 4, and 4 into 3, which is 12. The LCM is actually 12, and let's just see when does this 12 come in the table of 6. It is actually 6 into 2. We're gonna multiply this 2 with this 5. Alright, it's gonna be 5 into 2. See, this 2 has actually came from here, and we're gonna put this minus sign over here. Alright, we're gonna write the 3, and let's see what when does this 12 comes in the table of 4. It's obviously 4 into 3, which is 12. We're gonna put this 3 over here. Alright, we're gonna multiply it with this 3. Alright, and then we're just gonna, you know, evaluate the result, which is 5 into 2 is actually 10. 10 minus 9 upon 12, and the end result is actually 1 upon 12. And to show that this thing is actually equals to this thing, we're just gonna write it over again, which is gonna be 1 over 12 equals 1 over 12. Alright, and then in this question we're given 4.5 divided by 7 upon 15 equals one whole number 5 upon 7. So we have to first see what is this one whole number 5 upon 7 from the calculator. We're gonna put it over here. Alright, it's gonna be one whole number 5 upon 7. It is actually 12 upon 7. Well, there's actually another way to figure this one whole number 5 upon 7 now. It's actually, you multiply this 1 with this 7, this becomes 7, and you add this 5 to this 7, and this becomes a numerator. Alright, so 7 plus 5 will be 7 plus 5 is actually 12 upon 7. Alright, So this becomes 12 upon 7. Another way to figure this out. So I'm gonna write this 12 upon 7 here over here, or just confirmation, right? So we're given show that. So we have to show by doing the evaluation, and this is actually division, and we have to do the same we did before. Flip the sign. So 4 upon 5, we have to flip the sign. The numbers actually replace themselves. 15 goes up, 77 comes down, and we're gonna multiply them. 4 upon 5 into 15 upon 7 equals 12 upon 7. So just check. For those who are actually have some confusion in multiplication, we just have to multiply these two terms by themselves and these two terms. For example, let's say 4 into 15. 4 into 15 is actually equals 60, and 5 into 7 is actually equals 35. Now we're just gonna simplify it by putting it in the calculator, which is by 60 upon 35, and it comes as 12 upon 7. That's the same we did before. Alright, let's head on to more questions. We have to show that 4 upon 9 minus 1 upon 6 equals this. Alright, we're gonna write them over here, and then we're gonna take the LCM of these two numbers, which is, let's see, alright, divided with the least number, replicating 9 here. Alright, we have divided by 3, we have no other choice. Right, so here we go. So the LCM of 9 and 6 is actually 2 into 3 into 3, which is 6 into 3, which is 18. So 18 is actually the LCM. 18 is actually the LCM. We're gonna write it over here, and let's see. Alright, when does this 18 comes in the table of 9? It is actually 9 into 2, which is 18, and then we're gonna multiply this 2 with this 4. Right, 2 into 4, we're gonna write this subtraction sign. Right, and then we're gonna see when does this 18 comes in the table of 6. It is 6 into 3. We're gonna multiply this 3 with this one. Alright, so it's gonna be 1 into 3. We're just gonna evaluate the result, obviously. 4 into 2 equals 8, and 1 into 3 equals 3. 8 minus 3 upon 18, which is gonna be 5 upon 18. Alright, so in this question we have to show 5 upon 8 divided by 7 upon 2 is actually 1 whole number 1 upon 14. We're going to figure out what is 1 whole number 1 upon 14 first. Right, shift mode, 1 whole number 1 upon 14 is actually equals to 15 upon 14. We're going to do the same, write the things over here. 7 upon 12. We're going to flip the sign. Right, this side doesn't flips. Alright, the right hand side only flips. The 12 goes up, 7 goes down, and the sign changes to multiplication, which is 12 upon 7. Now we're gonna multiply now 5 upon 8 into 12 upon 7, so it's equals to 15 upon 14. We have shown that here that this is actually equals to this. Now this question is a bit complex. This one you can do it by yourself, and I'm just gonna show you this one. So we're just gonna figure out what this is. 2 whole number 1 upon 4 from the calculator. Right, 2 whole number 1 upon 4, what is it is actually is 2 whole number 1 upon 4 is actually 9 upon 4. 9 upon 4, alright, divided by 3 whole number 1 upon 2. 3 whole number 1 upon 2 is actually 7 upon 2. Alright, so we have to do the same thing we did before, change the sign. This is gonna remain the same. Change the sign. 2 goes up, 7 goes down, and it is 2 upon 7. We're gonna put it in the calculator. 9 upon 4 into 2 upon 7, which is going to be 9 upon 4. For those who want to do it manually, they can multiply these two first, then multiply these two first, and then just put the result in the calculator. So we're going to do it over here. It's just going to be 9 up into 2, which is obviously 18, and 4 into 7 is actually 28. So 18 upon 28, we're going to put it in the calculator, and it is going to give us the simplified form. 18 upon 28 is actually 9 upon 14. So this is the end of the video, and this question is for you to practice yourself and do it so you can master the basics of fractions. And this one you can see over here, just write it off in your notepad, do it, and send your homeworks to my email. I'm gonna check it. Alright, thanks for watching the video, and make sure to like it and subscribe the channel. Thank you.